How we doing, everybody? UFC Thoughts here, and today I'm going to be making a video that I've been meaning to make for, quite some time now, but I've just gotten to it. The title is probably something like Fights That Won't Be Close, or Fights That Won't Be Competitive, and basically I'm just going to be talking about big fights in every division that for some reason I think will not be competitive. Let's start with Flyweight. We'll go up in rankings, you know how it goes. Flyweight, Kai Kara-France versus Steve Erceg. Now, this fight isn't officially confirmed, of course. It isn't confirmed. It's heavily speculated that this fight is happening at 305. Erceg's name was seen on the board, whatever. I just think that Steve Erceg is just going to piss stomp Kai Kara-France. I don't know what it is. Kai Kara-France hasn't been active. He's been heavily injury prone outside of the UFC recently. He's been off. He was supposed to fight in September against Manel Kape, if you guys remember, and he's just been injured ever since. Everyone says he's just injured, I guess. I don't know. And also, after Steve Erceg's performance against Alessandro Pantoja, where you could argue he won on damage, I don't know. I don't really see what Kai Kara-France can do in that fight to win. Kai Kara-France, he's not going to be able to, grapple with Steve Erceg. His game isn't even grappling. That's not what he does. He's mostly a striker, but Steve Erceg has improving boxing every single time out that we see from him. He looks better and better every time. I think Steve Erceg is going to fucking piss stomp Kai Kara-France into the ground. And I have a bad feeling because I love Kai Kara-France. He's one of my favorite flyweights. He is a little cringy at times, but he got robbed against Amir Albazi, and that kind of fucking sucks. But I think Steve Erceg is just going to he's going to piece the shit out of Kai Kara. All right, we move. Bantamweight. I'm going with Chito Vera versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I think Chito's going to chin Deiveson, if I'm being honest. I don't know. This fight, listen, I have mixed feelings about this fight because I think this fight is either not competitive one of two ways. It's either not competitive because Deiveson is just gonna fucking wrestle him, wrestle fuck Chito, or it's not gonna be competitive because Figueiredo can't get takedowns and Chito is just a better striker. Because even though Chito is a bit ploddy and he is kind of slow starting, Figueiredo looked pretty dog shit in that Cody Garbrandt fight, let's be honest. He did not look great on the feet. He looked slow. He looked labored. He only had one moment of highlightness is when he did the fucking Euro step punch and do a left hook. He fucking Deontay Wilder. He threw a Deontay Wilder type punch. That was all I really remember him landing significantly besides the grappling. Figueiredo's also old. Man, he's 36, 37 now? How old is he? He's 36, man. Cheeto's not that young, though, is he? Cheeto's 31, so. He looks so much older, and he's also been here for a while, but I concur. I think that Chito is probably just going to put him down. Deiveson Figueiredo, he looked great against Rob Font. I never watched that fight, if I'm being honest. I never watched him at UFC Austin. I was at a Big Ten championship game. But I just think Deiveson Figueiredo's on that downfall type era right now, where we're going to start seeing him decline physically. And I think Chito's just going to be able to take advantage of that, even though he's not that great. Let's keep it a buck. Chito Vera is probably the easiest guy to beat in that top 5 division. The only thing he has over a lot of people in the division is his power, I guess, and just overall durability. But, yeah, besides that, I just don't think that fight will be super close. I think it either ends with knockout or Chito getting, just wrestle fuck the entire time. Anyways, we move. Featherweight. This is going to spoil my pick for this fight. I'm picking Diego Lopez against Brian Ortega. I don't, what's Brian Ortega going to do? He's just a kind of worse version of Diego Lopez. Am I stupid for thinking this? Everything that Brian Ortega does well, Diego Lopez does almost equally, if not better. You know what I mean? Like, the only way that Brian Ortega is going to really match up well is, like, the grappling. Because, let's be honest, Brian Ortega gets a lot of credit for his durability, which he does. He's very durable guy. But, like, he only has that because we've seen him get his ass whooped before. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen him get fucked up in a couple of fights. Like, Max Holloway beat that ass. Volkanovski beat that ass. Yair Rodriguez, for a long portion of their fight, was beating that ass. You know what I mean? And also, if that fight's not elevation, I don't know how that fight goes. But I just think that Diego Lopez is on a hot streak. He's young. I think he's just going to be able to whoop the fuck out of Brian Ortega. And also, Brian Ortega said he was going to move up to 155, so I don't even know if he truly gives a fuck about this fight, you know what I mean? Because I feel like he says, no matter how this fight goes, I'm moving up a weight class. So I think that he doesn't even have, like, that motive to win. Even though if he beats Diego Lopez, you can argue he could get a title shot next, you know what I mean? Like, he's up there with title shot contention after beating Yair Rodriguez. But he's just like, nah, I'm too big. And Diego Lopez is a big fucking featherweight, too. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think that Diego Lopez, his striking is more clean. He has more power in his shots. Diego Lopez, even though everyone's like, we've seen Brian Ortega face better we've seen him get his ass whooped by better competition. Okay? What's his best win besides Yair Rodriguez? Would it be, like, TKZ? Frankie Edgar? Join the fucking club, dude. Like, let's keep it a buck. You couldn't finish TKZ, by the way. Fucking good on you, lad. We move. Lightweight. Islam versus Arman Tsarukyan. I think Islam's just better. I think Islam's just a better Arman Tsarukyan. Arman Tsarukyan, I'm using the same point that I used for Ortega. I think Islam is just a better Arman Tsarukyan. I think whatever Arman does well, Islam's just better than him at it. Like, the only thing that Arman might have over Islam is maybe power in the hands, because Arman does have some pop in his shots. I'll give him that. He does have some good power. Also, pretty flexible. Also, good gas tank and good submission not submission defense. He's just got a crazy, like, ritual or routine that he does to, like, make sure he can hold his breath for, like, however long, is like 2 minutes or something like that. I just think that Arman isn't that great compared to Islam. I just think that everything he does well, Islam is better than him at it. I think that when they fight, I think they're going to fight in October. I imagine that's when they're going to get that. Some people were saying 307 in September. No fucking way they don't put there's no way they don't put Islam and Arman on fucking Abu Dhabi. You're crazy. Unless they're getting, like, Khamzat to main event, which why would you even fucking waste your time? Like, Khamzat's not going to show up to that. So, I just think that when they do fight, Islam is going to be the better man. And he's going to make it not look easy per se, but I just don't think that Arman, I think it'll be either Islam gets a finish or like 50-45. You know what I mean? I just think that Islam is going to definitively win every round. So, we move. Welterweight, again, I'm spoiling a pick. Ian Gary versus Michael Venom Page. I don't know why people are trying to, like, cope and be like, dude, MVP's gonna beat the shit out of Ian Gary. I don't get what this is. I think Ian Gary handles Michael Venom Page pretty easily. Michael Venom Page has faced absolute cans his entire career. Oh, he beat Kevin Holland. Cool. So have, like, 9 other people, dude. Listen, I'm one of the biggest Kevin Holland fans you know. I understand he's not that great. Let's be honest, if you're using Kevin Holland as a benchmark win, you need some help, alright? I just think that Ian Gary is a better striker. Maybe not better striker, but more technical. Michael Venom Page, I'll give him this, for a 36-year-old guy, he's 36, right? Yeah, he's 30. Let me check this real quick. I think he's 36. He's 36 or 37. 37, even older. Wow. He's pretty quick. I think his speed is going to be his biggest advantage here against a guy like Ian Gary. But we've also seen, a lot of people don't remember, Ian Gary earlier in his UFC career had to clinch hold a lot of guys. He had to play the long game and clinch a bunch of earlier guys in his career, like Gabe Green, or who's the one dude with the funky mustache? Was it Ugly Joe? Who was his, like, second fight? Because, like, people think that Ian Gary, all he does is, like, strike. We've seen him have to, like, clinch a lot of... It was Darian Weeks. Is that his name? Darian Weeks? Yeah. It wasn't... I was thinking of Joseph Holmes. Anyways, they kind of look the same. But I just think that Ian Gary, if he doesn't succeed well in the striking, he'll just resort to, like, holding Michael Venom Page. Which Michael Venom Page, we've seen him struggle in grappling situations quite a bit in his career. So I just think that Ian Gary, if he's not tuning up Michael Venom Page on the feet, because all Michael Venom Page has is a blitz, he's very entertaining. I'll give Michael Venom Page that. He's very entertaining to watch, but, like, I don't know. I just think Ian Gary's the better fighter. We move middleweight. Again, I'm kind of spoiling it. DDP versus Israel Adesanya. I tweeted this earlier this month. I have a horrible feeling that this fight is not going to be competitive whatsoever. I think that Israel Adesanya, I don't know if I'm falling into the pitfall trap that happens every time Israel Adesanya fights, where, like, you think the fight gets booked, you're like, oh, he's about to put on a striking class again. I don't know if I'm falling for that. I just have a feeling that the sloppy Captain Underpants style of fighting that DDP has is terrible when fighting a guy like Israel Adesanya. Because I'll tell you what, everyone's like, Israel's washed after the Sean Strickland fight. Sean Strickland, this and that and the other. A lot of people seem to forget that the reason why Israel struggled so much with Sean was not just because of his pressure, but because Sean Strickland is the most defensively sound fighter in UFC middleweight history. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this. Sean Strickland, I don't know if this is still the current statistic, he was the most not hit fighter in UFC middleweight history. Like, strikes not landing on him, his, like, significant strike defense was like 65 to 70%. Sean Strickland does not usually get hit, and that is a common thing. And the only reason that Dricus was able to hit him so much was because he just blitzed so much. Because Dricus is not a counter puncher. That's not what Dricus does. He's a fucking fall over yourself, goofy goober style of guy. And I just think that when you're a fighter like that, going against a sharpshooter like Israel Adesanya, who is a little... I agree with Lucas Tracy on this. I do think Israel is overrated. I will say that. A lot of people hold his title wins in such high regard when it's against middleweight competition, which, let's be honest, middleweight is one of the worst divisions in the entire sport. But I just have a weird feeling that Izzy is just going to make this look like the Paulo Costa fight, where when a guy is rushing in so much, it's only a matter of time before, and they're not methodical about it. Like, let's be honest, Dricus is the most non-methodical fighter to ever win a fucking title. He's just so gung-ho about everything, and I think that's just going to lead to him getting caught. Now, what I do fear in this fight, and why it might be competitive, is because Dricus' durability. Me and my dad compare Dricus to a fucking rhino, because that's what he is. He's a fucking rhinoceros. And maybe Izzy's going to struggle putting him away, but I'll tell you what. Izzy is going to show up with a boob, and he's gonna put Dricus out early, but I'll tell you that much. All right, let's move. Light heavyweight. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. When they do fight, I'm picking Alex Pereira to win. Because I'll tell you something about Magomed Ankalaev. He has wrestling. He has this. He's got power. Tell you what, he's a little egotistical fuck who likes to test out the striking with literally everybody. Literally everybody. He tests it out with everybody. The only guy that I remember that he didn't really try to test it out with for some reason was, like, Anthony Smith. He loves standing with people. He will resort to grappling when hurt. He reminds me of fucking... What's his fucking face? In the heavyweight division. Fucking, Carl Williams is who I'm talking. He got hurt so many times in that Justin Taffa fight. and he just resorted to grab. He was standing up with him, just shoot a takedown. Magomed Ankalaev, his leg kick defense sucks. He got his leg shattered by fucking Jan Blachowicz and then started grappling. He got dropped by Thiago Santos in like 2021. Okay, dude. All right. Have that be your legacy. I don't think Magomed Ankalaev will resort to grappling. I have a bad feeling that he's just going to try and stand up with Alex Pereira, and he's going to shatter so many of your guys' fucking parlays when Alex Pereira knocks him out. I'll tell you what. Magomed Ankalaev has some pop in his shots, but his ego is going to get to him in this fight. I fucking guarantee it. All right, heavyweight. Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic. This is an easy pick. I think this is one of the easiest fights in UFC. Stipe Miocic is a fucking decrepit old man who hasn't won a fight. I love this stat. The last time Stipe Miocic has won a fight, all right, won a fight, not the last time he fought. The last time Stipe Miocic won a fight, DC, at UFC, was it what was it, I'm forgetting now. The 250, it wasn't 250. When did he fight DC? When did he fight Daniel fucking Cormier? I forget it all the time. When was this? Because I remember the co-main event. No, it wasn't that card. Was it that card? No, it wasn't that card. Stipe Miocic, the last time... Anyways, let me find this date. August 15th of fucking 2020. Alright? What card was this? 252. It was 252. Fuck. Alright. Anyways. The last time Stipe Miocic has won a fight, which was the Daniel Cormier trilogy, not one, not two, but 3 current UFC champs in Dricus du Plessis, Ilia Topuria, and Alex Pereira have had their entire UFC careers. What the fuck are we on about, guys? Why do people believe this fight's going to be competitive? He's ancient. He's 42 by the time they fight. He's a fucking old man. And Jon Jones, even though he doesn't look great, he's still fucking Jon Jones. Stipe Miocic is dog shit right now. Everyone, I've seen people be like, he's in the best shape of his life. Says who? Huh? Says who? Who says he's in the best shape of his life? His fucking fireman buddies? You're telling me I'm taking word from fucking firemen. Okay, sure. I just think Jon Jones is just going to beat the fuck out of... I think it's going to be an elder man. It's going to be an old fucking man in the cage, and he's going to get fucking slapped. Alright. Sorry I've said the word fuck so many times in this video. Anyways, that's my video. Fights, I think, for some reason, will not be competitive. I went down the rankings. Agree with me. If you agree with me, put it in the comments. If you disagree with something, put it in the comments. I will respond to every comment. If you like the video, give it a like. If you like this type of content, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you guys want to do. This has been my video before UFC 303. I'll see you guys for UFC 303 picks and breakdown. I'm going to do some research for that now. You done? Alright, I'll see you guys for that Curtis Blades moment. I'll see you guys for UFC 303 picks and breakdown. Peace.